Hi, today I'm going to be talking to you about top tips while you're on GLP-1 medication. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Lori. This is my channel, GLP-1 Journey in Review, and I have lost 60 pounds over the last 13 months. I've been on maintenance about 2 months now, so let me tell you about my tips. The first one is water. Hydration is so important. It's so important on so many levels. It'll help you with your weight loss. It'll help flush the fat away. It'll help keep your kidneys functioning. It'll help you from not getting kidney stones. It'll help your bowels moving. It just helps you in so many ways that there's too many to mention. Next tip is electrolytes. While we're all losing weight, we may not be eating 100% correctly, and especially if you're working out, you need to replace your electrolytes. Very important. I try not to have more than 2 packets of the electrolytes a day, and make sure you're not using ones with sugar. I prefer Element, which is a salt base, but there's plenty of others out there like Liquid IV and so forth. Also, while you're hydrating, very important not to put sugary stuff in the water. Next tip, on the day that you're doing your injection, be aware of any side effects. You could help prevent them. For example, on the day of your shot or the night before your shot, don't eat a lot of greasy foods. That chances are will upset your stomach and you may get some diarrhea with that. So just be aware of any of the side effects. And keep in mind, if you do get side effects, you may want to take the injection at nighttime so that the side effects might happen while you're sleeping as opposed to when you're awake. Just a thought. And again, you may want to track this because it will help. Also, have a good day of protein before your injection. This will help because on your injection day, you may not be able to eat quite as much. And if you can't eat as much, try to have a protein shake. Add collagen to your coffee, to your protein shakes, or even protein water. Natural protein is best, but we do understand on shot day, sometimes you just can't eat that much. So like I said, a protein shake, protein water, adding collagen are easy ways to add up your protein without actually having to eat something extra. Also, make sure when you can eat that you try and have a little bit of extra protein to make up for the day that you may not have had quite as much. Now, you want to shoot between 80 to 100 grams of protein a day. If you're working out, you'll probably want to increase that. Next tip, don't weigh yourself every day because your weight is going to fluctuate and I don't want you to get depressed. I tend to weigh myself every day, but I am aware that if all of a sudden I'm up 2 pounds, it's nothing and I'll lose it. So you don't want to do this every day. Try once a week and mark it down on a piece of paper, track it on your phone. I happen to have a Renpho scale which tracks it automatically. And another tip with that is also take your measurements because you could be losing fat instead of losing pounds. And I'll take that non-scale victory. So if you measured yourself and all of a sudden you've gone down 1 inch in your waistline, that's good. Again, take those non-scale victories for what they are. If your pants all of a sudden feel like they're looser, that's a victory. Next, everyone should take a vitamin. Again, we don't always eat right on the medication every day, so taking a vitamin will help keeping your body healthy and supplied with the nutrients that it needs. Natural is better, but remember to take your vitamin. On days that I know that I can't eat a lot or I'm not eating quite as much, I take what's called 8 Greens, which is a tablet that you put into water and it gives you all the vitamins, actually several days worth of vegetables and fruit. Just a little tip that I do, and it doesn't work for everybody. Next, you want to make sure that you rotate your injection site. Now, I found that I can't seem to do my arm by myself, especially since you have to pinch it. So I tend to mainly use my stomach. I've used my legs a couple of times, but it hurt, and somehow my appetite suppression didn't seem as good. So when I use my stomach, I kind of use it like a clock, and I'll do 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, then I'll go in between 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and so forth. And I do chart it so that I remember, because you don't want the skin getting too hard and tough and scarred by injecting in the same site every week, because it won't absorb properly, and you may not get the full value of the medication if it can't absorb properly. Next, move your body. Moving always helps. Try to work out, try to build muscle, try to weight strength. If you can't work out, take a walk. If you can't take a walk, do an at-home workout. If you're unable to do an at-home workout, do some chair exercises. If you can't do that, while you're watching TV, grab a dumbbell and start just moving around with it. It helps. All movement helps. When I go shopping, I try to park a little bit further away so that I get more steps in. On my lunch break, I walk around the building where I work, get some extra steps in. Very important to keep moving. Not only will it help with the muscle, it'll also move things around in your body. Trust me on that. Next, don't compare yourself to somebody else. Everybody's different. Everybody has different hormones. Everybody's body works differently. You don't know what kind of medications they're taking. You don't know if they have any thyroid problems. So don't compare your weight loss journey to theirs. That is a big mistake. Just be happy with what you're losing. There's nothing wrong if you're losing slowly. If you're losing 3/4 of a pound to a pound a week, that's great. If it's slower at sometimes, don't worry. As long as you're losing weight, just stick with your weight plan. It will work. Sometimes it just takes a little time. Sometimes if you're in a stall, that's when you check with your medical provider. That might be the time to titrate up. There are some other tricks that you could do, like changing your injection site to see how that is, increasing your activity, changing what you eat. One of the most common mistakes people do is they don't eat enough calories. And what happens then is your body goes into starvation mode, and it's going to hang on to the fat, thinking, oh my God, I might never get enough calories to do the work. I'm going to hang on to this fat as long as I can, and then you may actually burn muscle, and you don't want to do that. So make sure you're eating enough and getting enough nutrients. Very important. Last but not least, don't be so hard on yourself. Nobody's perfect. Nobody thinks you're going to be perfect. This is a new lifestyle change. It's a forever thing. Once in a while, you're going to go off track, and that's okay. Don't worry about it. Just get back on track the next day. So these are my best tips that I could give you. If you found this at all helpful, please hit that subscribe and notification button.